classroom are first to go over the basic rules. I want to make sure that they know what I expect from them. Secondly, I like when things are interactive, so I always ask them to participate. Third, repetition. I repeat whatever I want them to know. I like to use hand motions or other signs to help reinforce whatever it is I'm teaching. And lastly, encouragement. I always try to lift them up and tell them that their answers are good.
All right, for classroom management, I love to keep things positive and keep them moving. So when kids are doing the right thing, praising them. So you are doing such a good job sitting on the carpet, and eventually the rest of the kids will fall in line for the most part. But keeping things moving and keeping things positive is my favorite classroom management technique.
My ways of classroom management have been, number one is prayer. With God, all things are possible, it says in Matthew. And you also want to be very much prepared. You want to have your lesson plan down and have a purpose as to why you're going to be teaching that in the classroom that day. You're going to have kids in the classroom, and they are going to be very diverse, so you're going to want to have flexibility, and you can spell that with a PH to keep the alliteration there, but with diverse classroom, you have to meet each student's needs, and so there's different ways of teaching. So one student may be a visual learner, one may be a tactile learner. So just make sure that you have thought through in your preparation, different ways that each student might be able to catch on to the purpose that you're teaching, and then have a lot of patience in the classroom. Patience, because children are children, and they are going to get up or say things out of turn, and just be patient and just love that that's the way the Lord made them, because every child is made differently. And then the last one is to, again, just continue praying. So know what your purpose is with a lot of preparation, prayer, and flexibility.
One of the things I think helps with the classroom management is actually in the preparation. I feel like when I think about the lesson plan, I try to think about particularly the transitions. So when we're moving from small groups to the circle or back to small groups, when the kids were young, we would keep them focused by saying, walk on your tiptoes or hop back to your tables. With the older kids, we move them around by tables. So I found that to be effective and not lose them in transition, but keep their focus and attention as we move from different parts of the lesson. And the other thing that I think is really helpful for classroom management is just knowing the kids personally and to know them by name, know things about them, and I think it brings more warmth and just a personal factor to the class.
Right. Hi, I work with TMC kids on Wednesdays, and some of the things I like to use for classroom management are intentionally getting to know as many kids' names as possible ahead of time, because that getting to know them one-on-one helps set the tone of the room. But before the night, what's great is to have a plan, to get there on time, to be ready to greet them and just be ready to go, because you've already got your things laid out. And if the night starts great, it follows through pretty good too. Thanks.
All right, I also like to give my class really clear expectations for what I expect of them in terms of their behavior. So for example, last week I passed out real grown-up Bibles to them, and we reviewed how to turn the pages very carefully, and then I made it sort of silly, and I reminded them that they were not babies and that they could handle the real grown-up Bibles, but if they couldn't handle them, I would have to give them baby board book Bibles, and all of them did a great job using the grown-up Bibles the right way.